What is up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage. And it looks like Ram is not going to only have the Ram Charger, but could they be bringing what the market, I think, has been clamoring for a while, a Ford Excursion-esque heavy-duty SUV? There is a ton of smoke here and fire. We're going to look at exactly what this thing looks like, or what they perceive this thing to look like, whether or not it's going to be good for the market, what kind of engine it could possibly have, and all of that right after this. Guys, before we get into the video, I got to talk about the giveaway we got going on the channel right now. I've had so many people asking about the extra entries. They are up, they are live on the Ram TRX and the Chrysler 300 Hellcat. If you want the best opportunity to win either of those vehicles, it's always going to be with extra entries. The more chances you have to win, the better shot you have to win, odds-wise. Being I live in Las Vegas, you know, odds are important if you're doing something like this. So to get in, it's very simple. Go to tk'sgarage.bigcartel.com. Link will be in the description down below. Those extra entries are good. They're going to be going on between yesterday or day before yesterday, basically till March 3rd at midnight, or 12:01 a.m. on March 4th. It closes out. If you want to get in on it, very simple. tk'sgarage.bigcartel.com. So guys, I'm going to pop some images up here on the screen while we're talking, but this it looks like Ram is really not playing about turning the entire company of Stellantis around almost by itself. Like, this is speculation. I don't think Tim Kuniskis would ever leave for another company, but I'm just saying, the dude is literally turning into like the Jack Welch of automotive, okay? Stellantis was in a bad way. Let's just not mince words about it. The company was fucked, all right, because of Carlos Tavares. Absolute effing shit show, okay? He comes back last year during the holiday season, you know, runs through the whole year of 2025, gets the things in place to be able to turn this thing around. And we're about to have so many different products at Ram. Brings back the TRX, single-handedly brings back Hellcat engines, brings back the Hemi to the Ram, and now they can't make enough damn Hemis. The Hemi demand is so insane that they can't build enough Hemis. What does that tell you? Tim was right. The public wanting what they wanted was right. They don't give a shit about the Hurricane engine. It doesn't matter if it's more powerful and more fast and all this other shit. Nobody cares. Tim was right. And the only thing I'm worried about is he's going to, by just Ram, it's going to make so much revenue for the company, like it could single-handedly turn around Stellantis, that you're going to see company. It wouldn't surprise me if GM or Ford or somebody else, maybe not Ford, but, you know, GM's a shit show at Barr over there. It wouldn't surprise me. Like, GM could come back and Tim might be like, let's bring back Pontiac. I'm speculating. I'm kidding. But you know what I'm saying. You can't have that kind of talent around unless he's like insanely compensated by Stellantis. And we're going to know by the end of Q2 this year how the turnaround's going. And full disclosure, I'm an investor. I am sick right now with the amount of money I have invested into this company. That said, stuff like this new SUV, this heavy duty SUV. This isn't like what the Ram Charger is going to be, which is basically going to sit on a 1500 platform. Think 2500 platform SUV. And you're going to say, well, hasn't that been done before? Yes, the Ford Excursion, 100%. And there hasn't been anything since. Now, General Motors does make a heavy duty version of the Suburban, but it's mostly for government purchase only. I mean, I haven't seen in the recent years that it's been available for purchase for the public. So, I mean, I could pick one up as a contractor. I can order one if I really wanted one. And that has the, the Duramax diesel in it, and it's got the heavy duty, it sits on the heavy duty frame. It's got the, multiple lug wheels, all that stuff. And we really haven't seen that in the consumer market, like where somebody could just go on a dealership and go buy one since the Ford Excursion. And I think if Tim is doing this, it's genius. It's a segment in the market that nobody's doing. Nobody's doing it. Outside of government orders only through General Motors, nobody's doing it. Ford ain't doing it. Now, they've been hinting back and forth, and there's something in development for an Excursion, but maybe this might accelerate Ford now if they know that Stellantis is building one. But I wonder and I've heard some of the guesses, what do they call it, diplomat or something, which is crazy because that's not really a Ram name. I mean, it was a Dodge, right? So I don't think the diplomat is probably a good name for that. I mean, maybe they use it for that. Maybe they're pushing it to try to push for government contracts, for the, Department of Defense and U.S. government to buy them, to move people around or whatever, as heavy duty vehicles like Secret Service, things of that nature, Federal Protective Service. But I think if they do it the right way, and it looks like I've been showing you here on the screen, that this thing would sell gangbusters, just like the Ford Excursion did. And people that have them now love them. They won't get rid of them, especially if they have one of the very rare ones with a 7.3 liter Power Stroke in it. They ain't getting rid of it. I know people that have paid more money than it's worth to rebuild those 7.3 engines at 400 and something thousand miles and just get a full overhaul, get a full rebuild on the engine and keep driving the damn thing. Because you can't get anything like that now. And that's why I think this is a genius move by Ram if they're bringing a heavy duty SUV to the market. And it's there's a lot of stuff going on in the SUV market this way. You see Ford taking their Bronco, sending it to Lincoln to get a luxury version of that. I don't know if that means Ram would take, like, I don't know, a Jeep Wrangler and maybe box it off and, make it a luxury version of that, through Ram, like a tungsten version of a Jeep Wrangler, basically, but not a Jeep, a Ram. That would be interesting. And before you say, oh, they won't do that, Dodge Nitro, okay? It's a friggin' Jeep, all right? So, yes, they could do it. Do I think Ram would do that? No. I think Ram is building this other thing, though. This 2500 platform SUV. It just makes sense. And to put the brand new Cummins platform in that truck, oh my God, man. And I'm going to laugh because, Tim pays attention to a lot of us on social media. He knows the trucks and the vehicles that I drive or how many Rams and whatnot that I have. And I told him at SEMA, I was like, I would 100% buy the dude, right? They had the dude there. I was like, this came to the market, even with a 5.7, I'm buying that shit immediately. And he was like, just wait, because we're going to have something, not this year, like model year 2026, but for model year 2027, that you're going to be all over. And I'm going to laugh my ass off if it's this, because this is 100% up my alley. A full size, multiple row SUV, and I hate to keep, pinning it to the Ford Excursion, but we haven't seen anything like it since. And that's what this thing would be. But today, like all the tech, all the screens, all the nice leather seats, oh my God, the ability for what this thing could be sold for and how much money Ram could make off of this truck is insane. Absolutely insane. But I want to know what you guys think. What do you think they would call this? I've seen my sources say that there's no such name, but that this is a possibility of something that they're going to build. And when it's stuff like that, it's stuff that's being discussed that they could do. And why you'll be like, oh, it's going to take so long to develop it. No, it doesn't. Bullshit. If you already have the platform, it does not take that long for you to put something together and get it out. So it's when you have to start a whole new platform that it's a pain in the ass. Okay. And takes years upon years and years of development to do that. This would literally sit on an existing 2500 or 3500 platform. And, they're already going to be putting these new Cummins engines in trucks anyway. You have that there. And then you're basically just building an SUV body to put on it. Boom. That's going to be the difference because it's going to be bigger, I think, than the Wagoneer. Has to be. So it'll be bigger than the Wagoneer. It'll have a beefier suspension, beefier all the way around. I think that thing would sell like gangbusters because there's so many Ford people that have been looking for whatever the next thing is after that Excursion to buy another one, that there's nothing available on the market like it at all. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And as always, stay petty, my friends.